What's the most shocking thing you overheard from strangers, only to realize they weren't strangers at all? I was on a 12-hour flight from Munich to Tokyo, seated between a German businessman and an elderly Japanese couple. I'm half Japanese, half German, but because I look more Central European, people usually assume I only speak German or English. They never expect I understand Japanese fluently, thanks to my grandma, who basically raised me on Studio Ghibli and homemade miso soup. The flight was uneventful until about 2 hours in, when the elderly man next to me nudged his wife and whispered something in Japanese, glancing in my direction. At first, I ignored it. People talk on planes. But then I heard my mother's name. I froze. He said it softly. He looks like Yukiko, doesn't he? My mother passed away when I was 12. I hadn't heard anyone outside my family say her name in years. I turned slightly, pretending to adjust my headphone, and listened. The woman leaned in and nodded. He has her eyes. Same exact shape. My heart was pounding. Who were they? The man said, "It has to be him. That's her son." I sat motionless, confused. This couldn't be real. We'd never met this couple, right? Then the woman whispered, "He's grown so much. I wonder if he even knows who we are." My blood ran cold. I kept my head turned slightly toward the window, still listening. The man sighed. "We should have reached out after the funeral, but what could we say? Sorry we vanished after your mother married a German man. Too late for apologies now." My hands were trembling under the tray table. These were my mother's parents, my Japanese grandparents. I had never met them, never even seen a photo. When she died, my dad said her family disowned her for marrying outside the culture. He never said much else. I'd assumed they didn't want anything to do with us. And yet, here they were, sitting inches from me, flying to Tokyo, talking about the daughter they lost and the grandson they never met. The woman started tearing up. "He looks tired. I wonder if he works too much. Your daughter did too. She never knew how to rest." Then she laughed softly. "He's so tall, just like his father. I hated that man. But look at him. Look what they made together." My throat tightened. I wanted to say something, anything, but I didn't know how. Would it make things awkward? Would it open old wounds? Then the man said something that broke me. "I brought the letter." The woman nodded. "I still can't read it without crying. Do you think he ever saw it?" He reached into his bag and pulled out a tiny white envelope, yellowed at the edges. "It was supposed to be for his 18th birthday, he whispered. We translated it into English in case he didn't speak Japanese. Yukiko wrote it 3 weeks before she passed." I nearly choked. That letter never reached me. My father must not have known. Or maybe he did. They stared at the envelope in silence for a while. Then the woman reached over and gently placed it back in his coat pocket, patting it like something sacred. I couldn't hold it in anymore. I slowly took off my headphones, turned to them, and said in fluent Japanese, "She did teach me Japanese. She used to sing me old Okinawan lullabies when I was scared of the dark. I still remember all the words." The old woman gasped. Her hand flew to her mouth. The man blinked like he was seeing a ghost. I smiled through tears. "You're Yukiko's parents, aren't you?" They both nodded, stunned. "She always told me she wished I could meet you one day," I said. "I never thought it'd be in seat 47B on Japan Airlines." The woman was crying openly now. She reached over, touching my hand like she couldn't believe I was real. The man shakily pulled out the envelope and handed it to me. "I think it's time you read this," he whispered. I held it like it might vanish if I moved too fast. We spent the rest of the flight talking about my mom's childhood, the way she loved playing the koto, the way she used to dance in the kitchen. They told me stories I'd never heard. We laughed, we cried, strangers no longer. When we landed, I read the letter at the gate while they waited nearby. It ended with, "If you ever meet them, tell them I forgive them, and tell them thank you for the parts of me I see in you." Now, we talk every week. They send me old photos, teach me family recipes over video call. I missed out on a decade of knowing them, but I think my mom somehow found a way to bring us together, even if it took 39,000 feet in the air.